The final game of this series and the final time these teams will meet up this season on a muggy night here in Atlanta. Sean Newcomb ready to face this Dodger lineup, brought to you by Honda. It has Chris Taylor leading it off after hitting third last night. Back into the leadoff spot with Turner back in the lineup behind Seager. Bellinger hitting cleanup. Logan Forsythe at second, hitting fifth. Austin Barnes makes his first start of the series. Then Kike Hernandez doing the same in center. Yasiel Puig having a heck of a run. 3 consecutive 2-hit games. He bats 8th. Sean Newcomb, 24 years old, a rookie out of Massachusetts, who the Dodgers saw a couple of weeks ago. And it was a pretty good snapshot of who this guy is. Had a career-high 9 strikeouts, but also a career-high 5 walks. And overall gave up 3 runs over 6 innings and a no decision.
Broke into the big leagues June 10th facing the New York Mets and had a very nice June, an ERA in the low 1s, but then July was not as friendly. Fastball command has abandoned him. ERA in July was 7.5. He looks to throw more strikes. He really needs his first secondary pitch to be good tonight against these Dodgers, and that is a curveball.
They're hoping that he can build off of the momentum of the final start that he made in July. By far his best against the Phillies on Saturday. Held them to a run on only 2 hits over 5 innings. Even with the loss last night, the Dodgers have won 20 of their last 23 games and 40 of their last 47. Newcomb with a deep breath has his sign, and off we go with ball 1. The Braves, meanwhile, have dropped 9 of 11 and charged back onto the fringes of contention coming out of the All-Star break. Reached 500, but have gone 4-12 since then. Fouled off, 1-1.
Sean Newcomb could sue his team so far, even though it's his 10th start, for run support, for lack of run support. 1.3 runs they've scored for him when he's been in the game so far as a big leaguer.
Taylor slaps a ball in the air in foul ground at first. Freddie Freeman near the sidewall makes the catch over a couple of fans who had similar intentions. 1 out.
Braves not on the brink of winning a World Series, but that fan acting like Bartman in Chicago, he got a World Series ring.
It was good. Glad they did that.
It was very nice. It was a great gesture.
Corey Seager has been held hitless in this series by Atlanta. Newcomb downhill, and Seager bangs the first pitch into left for a base hit. One of the best first ball hitters in the game pounces on one here.
Tough equation for Newcomb. He wants to throw strikes. Walks are his problem against a guy who loves to hit first pitch strikes. So a combination for when he does throw a strike in the middle of the plate, it gets hit hard.
One on, one out. Here's Justin Turner after having yesterday off, at least out of the starting lineup. Came on late, went 0 for 1. Turner takes a strike. Dave Roberts doing his best to keep Justin Turner fresh. Struggling a little bit lately. Last 7 games hitting .174. Still, though, the top average in the National League, above .350. As he waits on this 0-1 and hacks it foul. It's 0-2.
And the fresh part is he's trying to keep his legs fresh, noticing at times that Justin just doesn't have the legs that he needs. And that's mostly in the batter's box. Hasn't seen it on defense. And I'm sure that's also with a combination of the feedback from Justin.
Also battled that bronchitis. Still isn't completely better from that. Boy, sweeping breaking ball just misses. 1-2. It is a long year. Everybody goes through stretches like this. One 107 games into it now.
You can see why the Braves are very excited about Sean Newcomb. 6'5", 250 pounds, athletic left-hander. Looking for that solid foundation of mechanics still at the big league level to throw strikes. But the tools are all there.
Turner drags a bouncer foul. Got him in the Andrelton Simmons trade. He was one of the top prospects in the Angels organization. First round draft pick only 3 years ago.
He's got a little John Lester look to him.
Yeah. Both in handedness and he kind of looks like him.
A little bit, and the mechanics are kind of a little upright and then come at you. The way he threw the ball to first there reminded me of John.
That is the only part that is not flattering that we just talked about. Turner hits a high fly ball to left center field, but Rodriguez has plenty of room. 2 out. As Cody Bellinger comes up, we take a look at our Land Rover Performance Spotlight. He's homered in both games in this series. Took him 87 games to get to 30 home runs in his career. The third fastest player to do that.
Well, the next blast will get him in there with guys like Ted Williams. Tim Salmon down there with the Angels as a rookie had 31. This will be awfully exciting the rest of the year to see the guys that he ties or passes.
Second Dodger rookie to hit 30. Mike Piazza holds the record at 35. Seager at first with 2 out. Newcomb delivers and Bellinger bunts it back to him. Didn't get that one close enough to third, and the inning is over. Alex Wood takes the ball against Atlanta for the second time in the last few weeks when you come back. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Mazda. Driving matters. You can understand why Alex Wood might have the blood pumping a little bit extra hot tonight, facing Atlanta, the team that drafted him, the team that he debuted with, and the team that rocked him when he faced him a couple of weeks ago.
And since he has been a mere mortal, it's really been about fastball command. The ball has been up, getting fewer ground balls, giving up more line drives. And so if he is amped up here in Atlanta, near his hometown, around all his family, he needs to really channel that adrenaline to keep the ball down.
9 runs that he allowed to the Braves in his only loss this year, the most that he's given up in his career. Tonight begins with a strike on Ender Inciarte. You get rid of that one, and there has been nobody better. Third in the National League in ERA. Second in the National League, holding opponents to a 196 average. Quickly 0-2. 196.
The summary of the season really is The Dodgers and Rick Honeycutt convincing him to throw his curveball more. Yes, the mechanics are better. The health is much better. But the addition of that third pitch.
Right there for the first out.
It really has started to complicate the equation for the hitter compared to just fastball changeup on the outer half. Okay, he buzzed me inside. He's going back away. Now when the ball starts on the outer half to right-handers, it has a chance to come down and in on them. It has a chance to be a ball and end up a strike. It really is confusing.
With one out, here's Brandon Phillips. Wood did get back on track his last time out. Was soured by a poor final inning against San Francisco, but held the Giants to just 1 run over the first 6 innings before allowing 3 in the 7th. Strike 1.
Even with the good outing in between, you know he is really focused tonight on the last outing against the Braves, skipping over the good one in between and saying, I've got to redeem myself.
1-1, and it's got to be tough for anybody, especially someone like Alex, who is so amped up for every start as it is.
Yeah, that additional wiring can take you out of your game.
Punch to first. Bellinger's got a candy hop for out number 2. Take a look at the Braves lineup tonight, brought to you by Honda. You just saw Enciarte and Phillips. Now to be Freddie Freeman, then Tyler Flowers, last night's hero. Nick Markakis sitting a hit short of 2,000 for his career. Camargo, Rodriguez, and Albies in front of Newcomb. Freeman 2 hits last night, knocked in a run in the 5-3 Atlanta win. One of the most aggressive hitters in the game fouls off the first one. Oh, and 2.
I think Freddie would compete with Corey Seager as far as being aggressive early in the count. And both of them have very sweet swings, hit for power and average.
Wood looking for a 1-2-3 first, but Freeman slashes one into left center to prevent it. 2-out single, Freddie Freeman.
Take a look at this 2-strike hit on our Audi pitch cast as a breaking ball. Pretty good pitch, probably 0-2. You don't want to throw it for a strike. You see the target down below the knees, didn't quite make it there.
So it gets Flowers to the plate with 2 gone in the first inning. First pinch hit home run of his career off Pedro Baez last night to win it for Atlanta. Part of a really nice catching duo that the Braves have between him and Kurt Suzuki. Strike 1.
Last night hits a hanging slider from a guy who can throw 98 miles an hour, and he hits it to right field, thinking like a catcher, like I'm going to sit off speed. Pedro had thrown a lot of sliders and a lot of changeups to the prior hitters, and so Flowers took inventory and capitalized on it.
Strike 2. 4 for 5 against Alex Wood. One and 2. Never did catch Alex Wood. It's his second stint with the Braves, at least in the organization. He was drafted by them and then started his career with Chicago, the White Sox. But his first year in the bigs with Atlanta was Alex Wood's first full year away from Atlanta. The 1-2. Scorched to left center. That is a base hit. Hernandez can't cut it off, and the Braves will take the lead. RBI double from Tyler Flowers, and the Braves string it together with 2 outs in the first.
Well, 2 breaking balls in pitchers' counts that just really don't have the finish. Wanting it down again, but it's above the knees when it's struck. And it just so happens to find the gap. And with 2 outs and going on the crack of the bat, you score from first.
So the Braves waste no time getting the first run of the game against Wood, and here comes Markakis. 1,999 hits over the course of his 12 years in the majors. 33-year-old looks at a front door breaking pitch for a strike. Mr. Steady is what his manager Brian Snitker calls him. That's fouled, and it's 0-2. Snitker said he's kind of boring, but he meant it as a compliment. Same guy every day. Never takes an inning off. Never takes a play off, a pitch off. Managed to kind of fly under the radar to these 2,000 hits. The 0-2. No swing, ball 1.
Well, Alex in another count that he likes, just looking for a finish pitch. Had it with Freeman 0-2. Flowers he was ahead of. Now here again with Markakis, but just looking to get in the dugout. 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Flowers off of second, and Wood with a glance back. He'll step off.
That was nothing to do with Flowers running. That was totally to do with what I want to throw, and am I really comfortable with what we just called? Take a beat, step off, and let's regroup.
So now the 1-2. Off of the hands to second, where Logan Forsythe picks it up and ends the inning. A single from Freeman, a double from Flowers, both with 2 outs, and after 1, the Braves lead it by 1. Dodgers' first trip here, and there is a lot going on, huh?
It sure is. There's a lot of fun around here. Oh, that looks awesome. We didn't have that at ballparks when I broke into getting to come to games.
Area outside the park here they call the Battery, and eventually it'll have a really nice hotel just beyond the outfield wall, and already some restaurants going in, some bars, and it's going to be an all-inclusive experience here by the time it's all finished. 5, 6, and 7 for the Dodgers against Sean Newcomb, down 1-0. Logan Forsythe takes strike one.
Logan last night was a little more aggressive. We saw him really step up his game as far as launching the bat off the shoulder.
But here he takes 2 strikes.
Back to the old MO.
One and two. There have been a couple guys, and most notably in Dodger history, that have been notorious first pitch takers that have ambushed in the postseason. Curtis Granderson is one of them. Barely get a piece here to stay alive. Right now, Logan Forsythe is even with Curtis Granderson for seeing the most pitches per plate appearance in all of baseball. That has always, though, been Granderson's MO. Logan's always been a patient hitter, but never to this degree. Two and two.
Two major categories that I used to scout was nobody out, nobody on. What kind of hitter are you? Aggressive, patient. And then man on third, less than 2 outs. What kind of hitter are you? Because sometimes you'll see an aggressive guy get patient with the runner in scoring position. Sometimes you see a patient guy get aggressive.
1 out. Newcomb has his first K and now faces off with Austin Barnes, who took him deep in his start against the Dodgers earlier this season, as we show on our Carl's cam.
Austin pushes the envelope this year with his bat. He has really turned into a solid big leaguer. He's really earned this extra playing time that he has gotten this year that was pretty much unexpected.
First at bat of the series for him. 0-1. He says the key to the season is finally feeling like he belongs and that he has pretty good foothold on the roster spot. Whereas his previous 2 seasons, about 20 games in each in the majors. You're wondering if tomorrow's going to be the day that you get called into the skipper's office and he tells you, hey, good job, but back to Oklahoma City. It was pretty safe at this point. 2-1.
Scouts in the stands, other than Dodgers, they're starting to see him push as a starting catcher somewhere in the big leagues. I'm not sure the Dodgers will ever let him go, but that's the kind of reports they're turning in.
He's ahead, 3-1. He caught Yu Darvish's bullpen yesterday. Barnes did. Had the best view of it of anybody. Was particularly impressed with Darvish's slider, he said. He's walked. First one issued by Newcomb.
Well, Newcomb coming into the game, 48 innings, 24 walks, so they are going to happen if he continues to pitch the way he has. Dodgers will take those building blocks and see if they can cash them in.
So up comes Hernandez. 9 of those 10 home runs this year have come off of left-handed pitchers. Almost all of his playing time has come against lefties. First one that he sees from Newcomb, catches the corner, and it's 0-1. This one's out, 1-1. Swings away and misses, 1-2.
Newcomb really living away. He's shown in a little bit, but being the first time around in the order, you don't have to show everything.
24 years old out of Brockton, Massachusetts. A big league debut you mentioned on June 10th, 2 days before he turned 24. And Bartolo Colon was let go, so they went from a 44-year-old to a 23-year-old. Great start for Atlanta. In fact, he became the first pitcher in Braves history to open his career with 4 consecutive quality starts. Breaking ball ripped foul, and it stays at 1-2. '15th overall pick in the draft, 2014, out of the University of Hartford. He was undrafted out of high school, and we were talking about that the last time the Dodgers saw him. He must have hit some kind of growth spurt, because scouts love frames like this.
Sure do. 6'5", 250 now. Broad shoulders, which gives you good brakes for an arm that's moving fast, and the broad shoulders are really good brakes to keep that arm healthy. And the velocity must have went up a notch. And he can touch 97.
And it's not like he went to a baseball powerhouse. Hartford, the year before Sean Newcomb went there, was 6-43. Didn't do much as a freshman, took off when he was a sophomore there. And then the big thing, as it is with so many guys that play at smaller schools, he dominated in the Cape Cod League for 2 years. Hernandez bounces another foul. So 3 years after he was undrafted out of high school, he was taken 15th overall. That is incredible growth over 3 years.
Kike is giving him a battle right here. Throwing fastballs away, the changeup away that Kike chased. Trying to get him with the breaking ball, but it is kind of lazying up.
Here comes the 8th pitch after a throw over. Spent last year at Double-A, started this year at Triple-A. Braves seeing what they have in Newcomb in a season that at this point is pretty much decided. The Braves 8 games below. He's worked it full.
Left-hander on the mound. Austin Barnes can run over there, not like a catcher, like a runner. And this is totally about how much trust Dave has in Kike Hernandez putting a strike in play.
Barnes not running. Hernandez looks at strike 3.
Finally gets the ball inside. Didn't want it there, but that's where it ended up. Well caught by Tyler Flowers behind the plate to hold that as a strike.
And Kike goes to the phone and wants to know from John Pratt back in the video room if that was a strike or not. I don't think he's going to like the news that he gets. Actually, maybe you'd like it more to know that you weren't robbed.
Yeah.
Yasiel Puig takes strike 1.
You definitely want the information just so you can get a feel for the strike zone. Where's your eyes compared to the umpires?
You can hear on our field microphone Yasiel Puig voicing some displeasure with the strike 1 call from Dan Iasonia. Crew chief, veteran umpire. 1-1. Barnes reads it well and moves into scoring position.
No hesitation from Austin when he saw the trajectory of that curveball and then it hit the dirt. He was off. Did not evaluate how far it was going to move away at all.
Problem is that now opens first base up to put Puig on intentionally with Alex Wood on deck. Two on with two out. The pitcher up and up in the count.
A guy that has a propensity to walk people, Alex Wood, I'd be up there taking a few. Try and get Chris Taylor to the plate with the bases loaded.
One and one.
If you're hitting 057 in any count, it really doesn't matter if you get to 2 strikes.
Right.
So look to try and build a walk.
Well, he's ahead, 2-1.
You absolutely have to take this pitch. Get right on top of the plate because he doesn't want to hit you. And he's missing away. You got a chance to accentuate his misses. You just crowd it.
Wood swings at it and fouls it off 2-2. Would have been a strike anyways.
It could have been an out too.
That's true. That's true. Touche, Oral. Now the 2-2. Full count. With Chris Taylor waiting on deck.
Runners will be going, and I don't mind them jumping around to try and distract the rookie on the mound a little bit. Any way you can to get a ball.
There they go. Here it comes, and Wood strikes out swinging. Made him work, though. Newcomb knocked on the door of 30 pitches in that inning alone.
Everybody, the latest addition to the Dodgers rotation, Yu Darvish, is already en route to New York City. Of course, Yu Darvish making his much anticipated Dodgers debut tomorrow in Game 1 of that 3-game set. Time now for the T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball break. And here are the probables for that series. It's going to be a good one on Friday. Yu Darvish against Jacob deGrom. And on Saturday, it's left-hander Rich Hill against Seth Lugo. And then on Sunday, Hyunjin Ryu will take the ball against Steven Matz, guys.
I am fired up for that one tomorrow. Not just Yu Darvish, but Jacob deGrom has the #1 ERA in baseball over the last 2 months.
It's quite a debut for Yu Darvish in a Dodger uniform. It'll be very exciting to be in New York to see him pitch. Dodgers will get in there late tonight. I don't know, scheduled maybe to get in there around 1:30 by the time we get to the hotel or so. But everyone will be amped up for that game, like Alex Wood is for this one.
Poured in a strike to Johan Camargo. Hitting 6th tonight and taking a ball. Braves getting a run in the first inning on a 2-out double from Tyler Flowers that just did pierce the gap in left center, allowing Freeman to score from first. Drops in a change, 2-2. Second round pick of the Braves out of just down the road in Georgia. That was in 2012. Made his big league debut the next year. Full count. Split that first season between the rotation and the bullpen, and then really took off in 2014. Alex Wood had a 2.78 ERA. So there have been times before where he's been the dominant guy the Dodgers have seen for much of this year. In center field, Kike Hernandez for the first out. Traded to the Dodgers July 30th, 2015, and it is very clearly a win for the Dodgers in that deal, which involved 3 teams and 13 players. The Dodgers, Oral, gave up 6 players in that deal. 4 minor leaguers, none of whom have played above AA. Paco Rodriguez, who had pitched in the big leagues but hasn't pitched in 2 years since. Sean Rodriguez bangs one into right center field, and that will split the gap all the way to the wall. And he's got himself a 1-out double. And the other guy, and the key to the trade from Atlanta's perspective, was Hector Olivera, the Cuban third baseman who was charged with assault. Traded by the Braves to San Diego. San Diego released him. He now plays for the Sugarland Skeeters in the Atlantic League.
When you first make a trade, it's something that goes on that's kind of in a stagnant place and nothing goes on and everybody is grading it out. What absolutely happens is you've got to let time pass and see how it all pans out. The Dodgers got the heavy end of this deal.
Appealed to first there, arguing that Rodriguez perhaps didn't touch first.
His heel on it.
Little heel tap. Ozzie Albies. The other elements to that trade, remember the Dodgers also got Luis Avilan in that deal. If you mention that, you also have to mention they got Jim Johnson, who did not turn out well. He digs it out to short. Seager will have to let it fly quickly, and does, to get the speedster for the second out. And then another name that the Dodgers picked up in that same trade, Jose Peraza. They quickly flipped him. And regardless, any way you slice it, Dodgers winners in that deal with what Alex Wood has been able to do.
Alex taking nothing for granted here. The last time he faced the Braves, it was the pitcher Jaime Garcia that did a lot of the damage. Once with Alex dropping a pop-up, it cost him 2, and then a grand slam.
Oh, that one crosses Barnes up. Rodriguez to third.
Barnes is lucky to still have his wrist. was a serious cross-up. Watch him turn the glove over like he thinks it's going to be a breaking ball, then has to bring it back up towards his waist because it's a fastball. No extended meeting between the two, so they understand definitely where the communication problem was.
Slap to third. This could be a tough play. Turner, a long throw, and it's dug out by Bellinger to save a run. Turner got just enough on the throw to even get it there, and then Bellinger used those long limbs to go and get it.
On the next backstage, Dodgers catching prospect Kyle Farmer, an all-around good guy, makes his major league debut in the bottom of the 11th inning against the Giants. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Hankook Tire, tonight after the post-game show, only on Sportsnet LA.
Such a great moment. I was kind of hoping they would start him behind the plate tonight. Catch his old college teammate, old college roommate at Georgia. Saw a headline today. They've given different meaning to Dodger dogs. The Georgia guys.
Okay.
Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, right.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah. You're supposed to be an expert on those.
I'm an expert on the hot dogs back home, the Dodger dogs, yeah.
Farmer
John's.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, yeah, a little bit.
Top of the order here, down 1-0.
Apologize for, I was a little slow modem in my brain.
We got there together.
Yeah.
Well, Sean Newcomb one time threw 3 strikeouts, a hit and 2 walks. Starts Taylor with a curve that's taken low. There are actually 3 former Georgia Bulldogs on the roster because you have Josh Fields as well.
All kind of rural names. Fields, Farmer, and Wood.
Yeah. That's punched into right. Marquez sprints on and then pulls up and plays it on a bounce. Chris Taylor muscles a base hit to right to open the 3rd. Seager swatted a base hit to left on the first pitch that he saw his first time up.
If he decides to throw him first pitch curveball, that'll get him out front maybe, and he's got a hole to work with over there with Chris Taylor on first.
Sweep something outside, ball 1.
Looked like a big slider. Looked like Flowers put down a 3. I would think 2 is the curveball and 1's the fastball.
Same result, 2-0. It's got quite a bit darker the last couple minutes. You notice that?
We had some rain here earlier in the day. No batting practice on the field. It has gotten a little gloomier.
It's probably a better word. I understand most places it tends to get darker this time. 2-1.
Would not be a good night for a rain delay.
No.
With the trip into New York as late as we're going to get in already.
Strike 2.
And all trips feel better after a win, so Dodgers need to get some runs.
Leadoff man on, and a 2-2 pitch to Corey Seager after Newcomb checks on it. Yeah, with the new CBA, I believe next year it comes into effect that any trips 2 hours or longer, you can't have a trip like the Dodgers have tonight. The game has to be played earlier.
I like that. Not only for convenience, but just for the health of players. You know, when you start building up the road trips and losing sleep and getting dehydrated, being in the air for so long, you've got to really watch yourself.
Good lead for Taylor. Seager yanks one into right. Back-to-back base hits to start the third. Take a look at the Volkswagen replay on Seager's second hit of the night.
First pitch fastball hitter in his first at bat. Deeper count here, but has seen the breaking ball multiple times in the at bat and finds one that's hanging there for a strike. Doesn't strike it real well, but puts it in the right place.
From the Dodgers home schedule perspective, just finishing up that thought about the new rules within the CBA as far as scheduling, it will probably mean some more Thursday day games. Teams having to move on from Dodger Stadium to wherever the road trip continues.
Most travel days in the big leagues are Mondays and Thursdays.
Oh, 2 on, nobody out, and Justin Turner up there. Ball 1. Which Newcomb has delivered to 4 hitters in a row. 3 of them have reached. Ball 2.
Hitters count. A guy with really good power. Hasn't had a home run since July 16th. So he is due.
$11 total this year for Turner. Dodgers down by a run in the third, but a good chance here. A 2-0 pitch. Outside for ball 3.
Newcomb really showing some respect. Really feels like fear as much as he has missed by here with a 3-0 count in first and second. No out. Need to be in attack mode down, looking for a ground ball.
Especially with that guy on deck.
Oh, he's just a bunter.
It's true. So Newcomb's thinking. Strike 3 and 1.
That ball is outside and high. I don't even think this one is close. No, no, it was not even close. That was ridiculous. Players make mistakes, and so do umpires.
So now a 3-1 pitch. Turner takes ball 4. Gets what he deserves, and the bases are loaded for Cody Bellinger.
You might see a mound visit here to get the youngster back in the strike zone, or at least to attempt to convince him to throw strikes. Interesting adjustment for him as he goes from a right-handed hitter missing way away to a left-handed hitter that now his vision will be a little different. That might help him get extended and throw the ball over the plate.
So Bellinger, who has homered in both games in this series, has an opportunity here with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 3rd inning. Has one grand slam. It came in San Diego. Taylor and Seager both singled, then Turner walked. Here is that grand slam that he hit. It was part of a 2-home-run night. The one that he hit earlier in that night, he says, is the hardest that he's hit one, or at least the best that it felt, against Jolie Chacin out of the 30 that he's cranked. Fastball placed well, strike 1.
That grand slam that he hit on the up and in fastball changed the scouting report around the league on him, because that was the hole they were attacking and he adjusted back.
A couple of great pitches from Newcomb.
Pretty good mound visit by Chuck Hernandez so far.
Popped up, and we'll do it again.
Discount this situation. Cody wouldn't have minded if that was just a sac fly to left field.
Comes another 0-2. He fouls it again.
All fastballs, no breaking ball yet. Is that because he doesn't have confidence in it, doesn't want to bounce it, or is that because the fastball just feels better and he's going to attack with it?
We talked about it last night, but one of the main areas of growth for Cody Bellinger has been shortening up in these situations. And he has to protect twice after falling behind by taking 2 fastballs.
Even in shortening up, enough power for a home run, 11 with 2 strikes.
The 0-2 again. Flied to left down the line. It's got a lot of slicing action to it, and it's a 3rd consecutive foul ball.
All fastballs, all foul balls to the left side, so that tells you in the back of his mind he's right in between, protecting on the possible breaking ball. You know his bat speed's good enough to catch up to any heater, so if he's late on it, he's right in between.
So how are you adjusting if you're Newcomb?
If he has confidence, bouncing a breaking ball is the best pitch. Not a breaking ball for a strike, not with the bat speed that Cody's showing when he's starting.
It's like they'll stay away, and another foul ball.
But you see that short swing where he really uses his top hand. That's a major adjustment that he has had this year. He doesn't collapse the backside. He just stays tall and uses his top hand to just spoil and sometimes shoots a line drive to left.
After fouling off 4 in a row, Bellinger swings and misses at the first breaking ball Newcomb throws. 1 out.
Excellent pitch. Hadn't thrown one in a while, had sped him up. He knows he's kind of got a slider speed bat the way he's protecting, and he needs to make a good one, and he does.
Well, the Dodgers last night 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position in the 5-3 loss. And here they are with the bases loaded, nobody out situation. Bellinger down on strikes. Now Logan Forsythe. Ball 1. Good stop by Flowers.
That sounded like it got shin guard, not glove.
So lucky stop may be the better way to put it.
Could be.
Here comes a 1-0 and ball 2.
Boy, he has really struggled with right-handed hitters. Lefties, he's made some quality pitches. I mean, Corey Seager has gotten some hits off of him. Breaking ball, the fastball, and the first pitch. But I'll tell you what, righties, he is having a tough time with his scope.
Missing away with pretty much everything.
Pulling in and missing away.
Now the 2-0, and Forsythe takes a strike, 2-1. Good spot for Forsythe to gain some momentum here in what has been a tough stretch for him. Loaded up in the 3rd, a 2-1 that he takes inside, and it's ball 3.
Dodgers caught a break on that pitch. As much as I griped for Justin Turner, that pitch looked like a strike.
1-0 Atlanta. Nowhere to put Forsythe. Outside, and the game is tied. Logan Forsythe with a bases loaded walk. Chris Taylor steps on home, and we're back at square one.
Dodgers not only get a run, but they gain 50 points in the batter's box. Austin Barnes having quite a year. And he does not melt down in these big situations.
Four walks tonight from Sean Newcomb. One of them was to Barnes, his first time up. Showed you earlier, Barnes homered against him a couple weeks ago. Here he takes a backdoor pitch for strike one. Action in the Atlanta bullpen. Dodgers only 1 run, but they have run that pitch count way up. Ball and a strike on Barnes. Luke Jackson. Seager at third, Turner at second, Forsythe at first, and Barnes shoots it foul. Look out in that Atlanta dugout. 1-2.
Sean Newcomb's 10th big league start. They've already taken him over 100 pitches 4 times, so they're not pampering him. I think the action in the bullpen is for effectiveness, not pitch count. But it is very high for only 2 1/3.
Gets him swinging. It's a big punch out for Sean Newcomb, number 5 for him.
This curveball, when over the plate or near it, has been very effective. We've watched him sweep it over into the right-hand batter's box, but we've also seen it when it's got good downward movement really be a nice finish pitch.
And this would be considered a win for Sean Newcomb if he can get out of this inning with just the 1 run. Dodgers had the bases loaded, nobody out.
I'd love to see Kike get on top of the plate a little bit and ambush a fastball away. It seems what he has tried to default to early in the count.
Swings away. It's a fly ball to left. It is playable for Camargo. The Dodgers settle for 1 in the 3rd. We go to the bottom half, tied at 1. There's just something about these Braves. Our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts: since July 4th, they've accounted for all 3 Dodger losses.
It's absolutely amazing, but you know, the Dodgers have played so well in just a few games where the starting pitchers have faltered. The offense hasn't really got their bulk of the runs that they normally get.
Top of the order, Ender Inciarte takes a strike.
Braves have done their thing.
Even in spite of the Braves, the Dodgers have the best record through 107 games in the National League since 1944. Wood pulls the string, gets ahead 0-2. St. Louis Cardinals in 1944 were a little bit better than this 75-32 start. Ground ball to second. Logan Forsythe gets in front of it and throws him out.
He is solid as a rock there at second base. You don't think of him as a rangy second baseman, but he sure makes the routine look very good, and I think it's because he gets over there so quickly.
This ain't good.
No, this is not.
Brandon Phillips, base is empty, 1 out, rain coming down. Dan Iasonia saying, let's go. Still play through this.
He got a report from the head groundskeeper in between innings, so he might have told him that it's moving through quickly.
Got to eat those nachos faster, though. You're going to have soggy chips. Oh, and 2.
I'd keep playing. I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while.
No?
It's Caddyshack.
Oh, well done. Hey, I like it. You pulling a little bit older movie on me, and I pull the new ones on you.
Yeah, I got you.
Credit to you, though. You went and watched Dodgeball after I got you on the field.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Do I need to get you a Netflix account, and then we'll just go back and forth? You call a movie, I'll call a movie.
Right, and we'll do homework.
Yeah. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yes! Phillips with a base hit to left.
I knew that would get you. When I watched the movie, I thought, I'm going to remember a couple of cool lines.
I'm so proud. It would have been better, though, if you hadn't read that off your notepad over there.
I don't have it on my notepad.
I'm giving you a hard time. That was Mike Levy's joke from the truck.
Oh.
1 on, 1 out. Here's Freddie Freeman. With the rain falling. Grounded foul.
Alex Wood has thrown first pitch strike to every hitter except the pitcher. And the rain hasn't even hampered him here.
When does it as a pitcher?
When it starts dripping down your arm and he doesn't have sleeves on. The sleeves, at least when the rain hits it, it soaks it up in that area, so only the back of your hand maybe gets wet, and then you get it in your glove as soon as possible. But without sleeves, the rain hits his whole arm and starts dripping down with gravity. Look at him holding it against his back right there.
Freeman, Sager climbs the ladder to get it, and the inning is over on a double play. My goodness, needed every inch of that frame to go up and get it. And it remains tied at 1 through 3. On Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark of minivans. On this date in 1980, Duke Snider was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Dodger legend who grew up in Los Angeles, grew up in Compton. He's a 3-sport star at Compton High School. Played football and basketball as well. Was the quarterback of the football team and was discovered by the Dodgers and the Brooklyn Dodgers at this point at a tryout in Long Beach. They signed him, immediately reported to spring training, and during World War II, spring training was held in the Northeast. So he went from Southern California to Bear Mountain, New York, and didn't bring a coat. Yasiel Puig to lead off the 4th in a 1-1 game as we play on here in the rain. It's lightened up some. Outside, ball 1. They had spring training at Bear Mountain Inn. A few fields out in front, and in the back was a lake with people ice skating. It's that time of year. It's low, 2-0.
He probably didn't own a coat.
No, you wouldn't think. Quickly, 3 balls and no strikes on Puig. Reason that they did that they didn't go south during World War II, the federal government had asked all the baseball teams if they'd agree to just pretty much stay in their area because the rail lines were all being so heavily used. Puig a 4-pitch walk to open this 4th inning with different military-related transportation. So the team stayed locally. Spring training in the cold for 3 seasons. They were about 5 miles from West Point at Bear Mountain Inn. And so when it got really bad, they'd all hop on a couple buses and go hit at an indoor facility at West Point. Sean Newcomb perhaps not happy with the footing on the mound.
They're going to call the grounds crew out. And Iasonia is, I think, just to manicure it up a little bit. He's asking for not only the pitcher's mound, but can we do something at home plate too in the batter's boxes?
As they get to work on the mound, reminds you that RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up and play MLB action with all your favorite MLB teams, players, and ballparks. And learn more at RBIGame.com.
The drying agent gets put on there. They rake it in to mix it in with the wet clay and get it to a point where all of a sudden the dirt doesn't accumulate on your spikes. When it accumulates on the bottom of your spikes, your feet get heavy, and then once they are full, they start to slip. The grounds crews around Major League Baseball are so good at what they do. Understanding how to prepare a field for any kind of weather conditions, and then also how to manicure them and get them ready once the rain hits.
So as they take a look at the mound, try and get the footing ready to go again, we welcome inside Joe Davis or Hershiser. Dodgers, last night it felt weird, right? Watching them lose a game, only the 7th that they've lost out of their last 47.
Yeah, and Brock Stewart had a solid outing, here and there, and he got sent down. We're activated Tony Cingrani now, and he's going to be out there in the bullpen. Watson's here. Yu Darvish already in New York, so the team has been strengthened, but yeah, the loss did feel really odd.
Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Really looking. DeGrom and Darvish, it's going to be outstanding. You're going to see 2 big fastballs, an outstanding movement from Darvish. I've always thought that Darvish is an outstanding pitcher. The numbers say one thing, but for me, as an ex-big leaguer watching a game, he's a fun guy to watch pitch.
Should be interesting to watch him in the National League, too, because it's hard to overstate how big of a deal that is, having one less true hitter to face.
And one less true hitter, and also the American League lineups, as far as they're usually constructed, a little bit more power, not quite as much defense. And then he's leaving Texas, which is a huge offensive park. So there's going to be some games where all of a sudden he misses a mistake, doesn't go out, and it's going to really make him feel like this is great in this Dodger uniform, and I love Dodger Stadium.
It will also be a little odd watching him wear number 21, because the only thing we've ever seen him in is 11, which kind of perfectly matched his body type. Really tall, lean.
He is a big individual. You don't really realize it watching on TV, but you come out to the ballpark, you get down close to the Dodger dugout or out by the bullpen when he's warming up, and you're going to see a guy who is very, very strong. And even when he's around some of the bigger Dodgers, Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager, he looks bigger than them when he's around them.
Corey Seager's always one that people comment on when they see him for the first time. I had no idea he was so big.
Yu Darvish is in the same vein.
Dylan Hernandez wrote an article about how impressive he was just in his first day on the roster. And he made that comment that even around other professional baseball players, he looks huge, and he impresses the other professional baseball players with his stature.
Drew a crowd in his first side work with Rick Honeycutt. Dave Roberts, okay, looking on, but there were some teammates down there in media. So it has been a happening since he arrived.
Alana reported earlier he is on his way to New York already. And you don't blame him, and you really don't blame him as the rain comes in here and that late arrival time gets pumped back a little bit more. We want him on short sleep. Going into his Dodger debut. Alex Wood lays it down. That's been an issue for Dodger pitching lately. Gets the job done here and moves the go-ahead run into scoring position. Taylor 1 for 2. A bat with Puig at second.
Dan Iasonia has done a very nice job pushing this game along and not pulling him off the field, putting the tarp on. It was a good call by he and the head groundskeeper.
It's been the issue the last couple of nights. 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Newcomb to Taylor with a breaking ball, 1-0. Two and oh.
Chris hasn't hit one hard yet. Popped up to first in foul territory in the first at bat and just kind of shoved one out there to right field for a single. We're used to seeing him hitting the ball hard to left field.
Dodgers looking for their first lead of the night. Chris Taylor hammers a fly ball to deep center. Inciarte's back, and Chris Taylor has gone dead central. The Dodgers lead it 3-1 on Taylor's 13th home run of the year. He's hit one hard now.
He sure has. He didn't hit it to left. He hit it to straightaway center right over the 400-foot mark. He gets a heater and he firms it out of here. Great swing on a high fastball above his waist. Gets on top of it, doesn't pop it up, and drives it out of here.
So a 3-1 Dodger lead. And Corey Seager looks at ball one. One home run over his first 3 years of Major League time. 13 this year. 2-0. Now Taylor to left center. Inciarte on the move to catch it. 2 out. The rain has almost completely stopped, and a lot of the fans filing back down into their seats. Able to play through with no true delay, just the maintenance of the mound. Ball one on Turner. Two and up. Walked his last time up, one of the 5 that Newcomb has issued. matches a career high previously set against the Dodgers. 2-1. The rookie Newcomb downhill with a 2-1, and that's ball 3. High fly ball down the right field line. Markakis ends the inning. But Chris Taylor gives the Dodgers their first lead of the night to straightaway center field with his 13th home run of the year.
The Dodgers not only have the best record in the majors, but top the National League with 6 All-Star selections this year, and now fans can receive an exclusive commemorative photo by purchasing 4 or more tickets to any remaining home game. It's a limited time offer, and you must purchase your tickets at Dodgers.com/Let'sGoDodgers.
That's the second Hank Aaron statue they've erected. The first one still back at Turner Field. Tyler Flowers looks at a ball. That is now the home football stadium for Georgia State. After 20 years hosting the Braves. It's the shortest day in Major League history in a baseball-only facility. And it's hard to call it baseball only because it was also Olympics, but true baseball only once you got beyond that. First team to leave a park that was built during the Bud Selig Stadium boom. 2-1. Happened through the mid-90s.
I go back to Fulton County Stadium, the launching pad. Well, they've gone Hitters Park to Pitchers Park to back to Hitters Park. At least to right field here.
A full count on Flowers. This thing is nowhere close to downtown Atlanta. We're about 20 miles from Turner Field, which is closer to the heart of the city. Something missing when a place isn't part of the heartbeat of a downtown.
They're trying to create that atmosphere here around here.
Flowers tomahawks a high fly ball to left center field. No big deal for Kike Hernandez. I don't know that you can create that, though. You know,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You can make a buzz around the place, but the real organic buzz that comes from being downtown, you can't recreate that. The base is empty and one out. Here's Markakis. Strike one. Can barely see. I think if you look off in the right field direction, can barely see part of downtown through some buildings.
Yes.
That is hit number 2,000 of the career of Nick Markakis.
Being shown by a lot of the Dodgers, clapping their hands against their gloves, congratulating Nick. Dimmed the lights and the fireworks went off here.
Tenth active player to reach 2,000 hits. Tying run now at the plate. Johan Camargo takes a strike. So he joins quite a list of guys. Among active players, you have two that have reached 3,000, Ichiro and Adrian Beltre. Albert Pujols is next. Carlos Beltran, Miguel Cabrera, Robinson Cano, Matt Holliday, Jose Reyes, Victor Martinez, and Nick Markakis. One behind him on the list, Adrian Gonzalez. He needs only 4 for 2,000.
He's out on rehab now. He's in Las Vegas.
Where Oklahoma City is right now.
Took an off day in Las Vegas, I guess, as he traveled there in between workouts.
2-2.
Dave Roberts dropped that in his scrum today. Talking about how very nice veteran move that he was getting an off day to recuperate from workouts to get ready for his first rehab game, and managed to find that off day in Las Vegas on his way to AAA.
Just inside, full count.
Pulling for Adrian to get back and to be effective and get those 4 hits and more. Talk about depth. So there's a quality RBI bat that could be slipped in multiple places.
That one is in there for strike 3. Woods hits Camargo down, believe it or not, with his first strikeout of the night.
I think it's center cut and right at the knees. Great catch by Austin Barnes to beat the ball to the spot. So the glove gets there first, and then he can almost raise the glove to bring that low pitch optically up for the umpire.
So 2 outs as Rodriguez comes up. Fouls off the first one. Now the 30 home run elephant in the room when you're talking about Gonzalez coming back is that you have Cody Bellinger playing first base.
There's a lot of different things because Cody can play somewhere else also. So if Adrian's bat is up to par, Cody can play left field, center field. Chris Taylor can move around and play second base, center field. Jock Peterson could be platooned from from center field against lefties, and Cody has shown that he can hit both. So you don't know. There's a lot of components depending on who's hot, who's not, what are the matchups that you don't want to slow Adrian Gonzalez down and say, oh, there's no room. You'd love to have that depth and those options.
Got it off the end of the bat some. And center field, Kike Hernandez makes a running catch, and the inning is over. One of the luxuries of a 14-game lead in early August. You can afford to find out. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Save big on a reliable new 2017 Camry, now at Toyota's National Clearance Event. Rich baseball history here in Atlanta with those 14 division titles in 15 years under Bobby Cox. They've not been to the postseason since 2013, and they've not won a postseason series since 2001. This very likely will be a fourth consecutive losing season. First time they've had that many losing seasons in a row since the end of the 80s into 1990, before they started that long, successful run.
That long, successful run, the Dodgers are now benefiting from because Stan Kasten came over as part of the new ownership group and runs the Los Angeles Dodgers now. So his winning ways have really impacted the Los Angeles area.
Cody Bellinger to lead off the fifth against Sean Newcomb. Goes after the first one and grounds it foul. Pat Corrales, bench coach from those teams, now involved in the organization.
Sure. Pat is a great baseball asset that we all enjoy talking to.
Bob Wolf. Outside, 1-1. One and two. Poked foul.
See that same two-strike approach from Cody, where he's late on the fastball but is protecting.
Same thing.
Is what is known as an emergency hack. Spoil enough to find a mistake.
Newcomb got him with a breaking ball last time up there. This time he just pumps it by him in 96 for his 6th game.
strength against strength. Hard for the hitter when you've got 2 strikes on you.
Brockton, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. And what a charmed life as a sports fan he has had. Growing up in Boston when he did over the last 25 years or so. First one to Logan Forsythe, the breaking ball for strike 1. 5 Super Bowl titles for the Patriots. 3 World Championships for the Red Sox. An NBA championship for the Celtics and a Stanley Cup for the Bruins. 0-2. It's not fair.
He doesn't know what it's like to wait.
No.
He and all the other kids that are his age from that area.
1-2.
I'm a big Tom Brady and Bill Belichick fan.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. I probably just alienated 50% of the audience, but I am. The way they go about their business, it was kind of like the Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, Bobby Cox, John Sherholt's years here in Atlanta. And John Smoltz, can't forget his name there.
Newcomb fires a 1-2 and Forsythe fouls it back. Sean's favorite of the Red Sox, so Fenway Park extra special to him. Pedro and Manny and some of those glory days.
Just Manny being Manny. Hitting like 350.
Forsythe fouls another and it stays at 1-2. Started the scoring with a bases loaded walk. That was in the 3rd to tie the game at 1. So started the scoring for the Dodgers. And they took the lead on a Taylor home run last inning. Another 1-2 from Newcomb and Forsythe in front of it. Strike 3.
You can really see where Sean Newcomb, when he throws strikes and gets on top of the hitters, he can put them away. And he's got good stuff. Really struggles when he pitches with hitters counts. Ball 1, ball 2, battle back, walk guys, put himself in a jam, but keep it in the strike zone. This is going to be a very tough competitor.
Bases empty, 2 gone. Here's Barnes. Newcomb in search of his first 1-2-3 inning of the game and what is likely his final inning. Spent last year in Double-A. Mississippi Braves, a little bit different than the Atlanta Braves. 0-2. They play their games in Pearl, Mississippi. A little bit different than Atlanta, Georgia. Fouled off. It's similar to this park, though. Has a hotel across the parking lot. Only it's not at Omni, it's a Holiday Inn Express.
Sounds like you've been through that league.
Been there.
Good biscuits and gravy in that area?
Not as good as in Montgomery. You can't have better biscuits than the team named after them.
How about the fried chicken in that league?
Didn't have a whole lot of it, but I bet it was good.
Okay.
Well, you put the fried chicken between the biscuits in Montgomery.
So where was the best spinach, I guess, with your diet?
2-2. Wasn't quite as healthy in those days.
No.
No.
Thank you, Libby.
Yep. Full count.
I just can't get into the kale craze. Nope. It's a little too bitter for me.
Coming inside with a fastball, and Barnes cracks it foul. 105th pitch of the night for Sean Newcomb, and the 8th one to Barnes is taken inside for ball 4. It's likely going to end his night. A career-high 6th walk issued by Newcomb. He's due up second next inning, so maybe they let him try and finish this thing off still and get the pinch hit for him.
I think that call was last batter.
Kike Hernandez with the 2-out opportunity here in the 5th. Strike 1. One and one.
Okay, hoping they left him in one batter too long.
A guy that can punish a mistake. 2-1.
Trying to deliver the message.
Newcomb now within 2 pitches of his big league career high. And the Dodgers have forced him to do it in less than 5 innings. He's ready to deal 2-1. Here it comes. Ball 3. Barnes headed to second, and for the second time tonight, he's advanced on a ball that barely gets away from the catcher Flowers.
The more he plays, the more you like him, and the more you see that he's got the details of the game right there on the tip of his tongue. Austin Barnes. The first look was the good one when he saw the ball go into the dirt. That second look was just to make sure is there going to be a throw.
See if he gets one to drive on 3-1. Instead he walks. The 7th for Newcomb. First and second for Puig. Ryan Snitker hasn't budged just yet.
Wow.
Looks like Jackson's ready.
For sure.
Looks like he was just buying an extra second or two. Well, he gives up only 4 hits, but 7 walks. That's why over 4 2/3 he throws 110 pitches and will leave with men at first and second. 2 out. Yasiel Puig to face the Atlanta bullpen.
And who's out? Brought to you by In-N-Out Burger, and it is Luke Jackson who's in for Sean Newcomb. This young fella got an out against the Dodgers the day before yesterday and has not been scored upon of late. It's been pretty doggone hot. A nice running mid-90s fastball, a slider, and a curveball, and he's brought in to face Mr. Yasiel Puig,
who walked both times against Newcomb and has reached in 6 of his 9 plate appearances in this series. Barnes at second, Hernandez at first, both having walked themselves. Puig's been taking the ball the other way lately, taking it up the middle. Big bounce to the third, and Phillips will step on the bag to finish the inning. Dodgers leave him at first and second. We are halfway home in a 3-1 game.
A 3-1 lead over the Atlanta Braves, and just announced today Sportsnet LA has another partnership with KTLA. The final 6 Tuesdays of the regular season will be simulcast on KTLA, the first one being at the Pirates on August 22nd, again 22nd, August 29th, and then 4 Tuesdays in September to end the regular season, guys.
All right, Alana, that's exciting news as the Dodgers start to chase down a division title and try to trace down 100 wins. Ozzie Albies leading off the inning against Alex Wood and taking strike 1. Only 2 teams in LA Dodger history have won 100. Both those teams won 102, 1974, 1962. Happened 4 times in Brooklyn. The record 105 in 1953. 2-1. Last time a National League team won 110, 1909.
Wow.
Pirates 3-1.
That's a long last time.
Dodgers on pace for 114. Leadoff walk for Albies here in the 5th. First walk issued by Wood.
Pitches by inning have been under control. A couple of 17s, but they're balanced out by those 10s right there. But Alex Wood now is really more worried about that leadoff walk to a guy who really doesn't even have a big league hit yet.
Blaine Adams in the pitcher's spot, pinch hitting. Strike one. Debuted with the Royals a few years back in 2014 with a couple of games, and then went 3 full years without playing in the majors before getting another opportunity here with the Braves. Albies has good speed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Didn't miss by much, but 2-1.
Alex Wood was the pitcher of the month in May. The Dodgers got their second pitcher of the month the other day with Rich Hill in July.
After walking Albies, he's behind the pinch hitter Adams, 3-1. Top of the order coming up. Series finale between these teams. Rubber match both in this series and in the season series, which is tied at 3. Full count.
Shook off a fastball in, shook off a fastball away, threw a 3-1 changeup with a 2-run lead here. I'm very confident in that pitch. Lane, a good fastball hitter. Looking for a ground ball double play right here.
Wood, one of the top ground ball pitchers in baseball. Barnes calls for a fastball, and on a 3-2, Albies takes off on a foul ball.
I think Alex Wood will pay Albies a visit now after seeing that they are running down 2 with no outs. See if the youngster over there gets a little over anxious. Might find yourself an easy out and give him a good move. I don't mind the second move. If that was a setup move to show him something basic, and you've got one that's a little bit more deceptive, this is a good place for it. He also set up the strike him out, throw him out on the next pitch after this.
He runs, got a good jump, but ball 4. Back-to-back walks to 8-9 in the order for Wood, and Atlanta has the tying run on with nobody out here in the 5th.
Not Alex Wood's best inning so far, but he has the ability to get out of it. Talking to all the infielders about how he's going to approach this guy. Hard to get a double play. Speed on the bases, speed at the plate.
In the form of Ender Inciarte.
Also, the discussions around the mound are about the possible bunt.
Two on, nobody out, and Wood's first one. Muscled to short left field. That will drop in for a base hit, and they're loaded up.
That will happen. Yes, it's unlucky, but what makes it painful and not just normal in the game of baseball is the 2 walks prior. Fastball in, makes an outstanding pitch, jams him, but balls in play have a chance of falling in, and walks have no defense.
And now Phillips, who has hit 5 grand slams over the course of his 16 years in the majors. Albies at third, Adams at second, Inciarte at first. And Wood in a whole lot of trouble with a 3-1 lead here in the 5th inning.
Brandon Phillips is not shy in these situations. He looks like a tightly wound spring in that batter's box. I would be thinking of throwing him something that looks like a strike, ends up a ball. I gotta believe he is hacking.
Wood does have one of the highest swing and miss percentages in baseball, although tonight only has 1 strikeout. Part of that is that the Braves are the most aggressive team in baseball as far as swing percentage goes, and so not getting into too many deep counts, putting a lot of balls in play early.
When it takes this long to get to a sign, a lot of times hitters think off speed. Bases loaded, no out. One of the first things you think a catcher's going to call is something to get a strike, like a fastball away. But wow, they're on the same page now.
It's a pickoff move to second, and they got him. That perhaps was the discussion. Adams the first out of the inning.
They're going to take a look, but this is an outstanding play by the Dodger defense, coordinated by Austin Barnes, Logan Forsythe, and Alex Wood.
Yeah, they're going to challenge.
Take a look at the tag right here from Logan Forsythe. Oh, I think he's out. Unless there's another angle. The call on the field is out. Comes off the bag after the slide too. Let this replay run, because the hand might beat it, might not, but watch as this continues to run, as the hand comes up and off, and now there is nothing on the base after that.
Is his hand still on? Is the glove still on him at that point, though?
Yeah, the glove actually goes up the arm and then touches the right arm in front of the bag, which is also off the bag. Both of his arms, almost in a swim move, end up straddling the bag and not touching with either one. So yes, maybe out there, but maybe safe. And now looks like the glove's on. Now the glove's off, but nothing of his is on. And now it's, I think he gets him again right there, scraping across.
You think he had him at first?
I do. Yeah. I think the hanging chat is the call on the field is out.
Right.
Between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and now the hanging chat, I've lost a lot of fans.
No, I think you're doing okay still. On the phone with New York, tell them to leave the lights on tonight.
There's so many ways to call him out here, and there looks like there's only one way to call him safe. That's the original hand maybe getting in there. a huge decision in this game. 3-1 bases loaded, no out, compared to 3-1 first and third, 1 out.
It's a long one.
This might be our longest of the year.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
No?
I'm going to go with the
Which one?
double switch gate.
Oh, that one. Okay, that wasn't a replay, was it?
There was a replay involved. He's out. A big first out here in the 5th inning. As Wood picks off Adams and now finds himself a ground ball away from getting out of this inning with no damage.
One to 4 pickoff.
.259 on the review. That was a long 259. All right, so with Albies at third and Inciarte at first, Wood's first one to Phillips is cut on and miss. You were talking about that exact thing a few minutes ago.
Yeah, wound up like a tight top right there, or spring, and the 259 didn't unwind him.
No.
He was ready to go.
Barnes wants this one in. Here comes. It's up, 1-1.
And Brandon Phillips is a good double play candidate. Doesn't run as well as he used to. On a muddy track, coming from the right-hand batter's box.
Ground ball to short. Hit softly, though. Seager gets one at second, and they turn the double play. Alex Wood out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. Gets the first out with a pickoff, and then the ground ball machine induces one. 6-4-3-3-1. Game. He's been back and forth between the big leagues and the minor leagues this year. Pretty good numbers in his 8 games up.
They're looking to hold the damage down for the Braves, keep it close 3-1. Kind of depressing to go out there and play defense after you have bases loaded, no out, and don't gain any ground on the Dodgers.
Alex Wood able to get out of that jam. Pick off to second, and then the ground ball double play. Boy, I wasn't sure off of the bat. First of all, it was hit slowly. Then Seager had a hard time digging it out of his glove. But you said it earlier, Phillips doesn't run like he once did, and they still had him by a pretty wide margin. 1 ball and no strikes.
When Corey had trouble getting it out of his glove, I was like, wow. And I looked over, and Brandon was not down the line. And Logan Forsythe really made a nice turn.
As much as Forsythe has struggled offensively, he has continued to be really solid defensively. At both second and third. 1-2.
Those guys in the middle infield, like a couple of dancers. You see that little juggle right there. That can throw the timing off of some second baseman. Logan Forsythe, though, solid over the bag with his balance and able to maintain it and still have the quick exchange.
With the first out of the inning. It brings up Chris Taylor, and our top tier play of the game brought to you by Arco. His 2-run home run off Newcomb in the 4th.
Got a blooper earlier, a pop up, and then he just clobbered that ball.
Takes outside, ball 1. One and one. To think this guy didn't make the team out of spring training. And he has said that that was maybe a blessing in disguise for him because he still wasn't entirely confident in the new swing of his. He was able to go down to the minors and struggle there, where if he had come to the majors and struggled with the new swing, he said that might have been harder to stick with it.
He got his right from the beginning of the season. Some other Dodgers have gotten their demotion to get things squared away as the season has gone on. A few guys in the bullpen, a few guys in the lineup.
2-2.
What a fun year for those guys. They work hard every single day, but it's a lot more fun to do positive interviews than it is to do the losing ones.
Full count. The payoff. Jason Hirsch, 25 years old, out of Dallas, Texas. Pitched at Oklahoma State, and the Braves drafted him in the first round in 2013. Had a nightmarish debut last year. Gave up 5 runs in 1 1/3. Big bouncer. This will be a tough play. Barehand pickup Camargo, but his throw is late, and Chris Taylor has his 3rd hit of the night.
Well, now over 311, he has entered the top 10 in the National League in batting. Ozuna was at 311 coming into the night. Rendon's at 314. Taylor's going to slide in right between those two with that hit right there.
So he's got 3 of them. Seager coming up now with a chance to get his 3rd. That's all the Dodgers hits tonight. 3 from Taylor, 2 from Seager. when you think ahead to the postseason, and it's easy to do right now for the Dodgers, you hope that they're not, but easy to do for the fans. One of the things that has to give you comfort is how many different guys in this lineup can go off on a given night. Allen crosses Flowers up, and Taylor moves into scoring position. There are not many nights where a loaded Dodger lineup is all going to go cold.
If the playoffs are a crapshoot, you just have some loaded dice when all of a sudden you got 1 through 8 that can do the damage, and then you go to the pitching staff and you go, well, Clayton Kershaw, Yu Darvish, Rich Hill, go down after that with Kenta Maeda and Ryu, and McCarthy might get healthy. And
you didn't even mention Alex Wood.
Oh yeah, and Alex Wood's on the mound tonight, so I wasn't thinking of the alternatives. And I'm just telling you, you got loaded dice where all of a sudden the crapshoot might turn up 7 real quickly for you.
Like we said the other night, there is, even if you admit it's a crapshoot, you can still boost your chances within that. And they have done that to the maximum. 2-0. Looking for some insurance in the 6th. Taylor at second with 1 out, and on a 2-0, Seager collects his 3rd hit of the night. Taylor will have to stop at 3rd. Took a step back towards the bag to make sure it got through.
Corey Seager with 3 hits, and we're going to take a look at one of them with the Morongo Casino slow-mo cam. A beautiful swing, nice level hips. Bat comes through the hitting area and stays there for a long time.
And brings up Justin Turner with 1 out. Runners at the corners. Turner pops one into right center. Inciarte runs it down. But this will bring home Taylor and give the Dodgers a 4-1 lead. RBI sacrifice fly for Justin Turner.
Justin would have liked more, but he got something that he can use. It was up in the strike zone and deposited it out there in right center gap to drive that run in very quickly.
And you saw Chris Taylor passing along some information to Cody Bellinger as he went by him. First time that either one of these guys have seen Hirsch. Oh, and 1. So Taylor scored 3 of the 4 Dodger runs in this game. It has 3 of the 6 hits. Ball 1.
Cody's going to see predominantly fastballs from Hirsch. Breaking ball is a slider, and about 10% of the time he'll throw a changeup.
Tailing fastball for strike 2. Takes a change. 2-2.
This is the rubber game of the match. Dodgers at risk of losing a series, not when they're up 4-1 now, but the last time they lost a series, what was in early June to Washington? I think the 2nd through the 5th.
Bellinger pulls one, stabbed by Camargo, and he throws just in time to end the inning. Dodgers add one on a sacrifice fly from Justin Turner at the bottom of the 6th, 4-1. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Dave Roberts said he was particularly impressed with Yu Darvish's command of the English language. He does use an interpreter, but still has a pretty good hold on the language. Both of his parents spent a lot of time in the United States when they were younger, and he spent his fair share of time traveling internationally growing up. So speaks much better English than you'd expect from somebody who spent most of their life in Japan. Freddie Freeman to lead off this 6th inning for the Braves. And he goes after the first pitch that Alex Wood tosses. A soft fly ball to Kike Hernandez for the first out. Alex Wood much better this time around than when he got lit up for the 9 runs against his old team. First time that he faced them this year. Not necessarily been his usual dominant self, but he's been able to hold him off of the board, with the exception of that first inning run. First one to Tyler Flowers at the knees, strike one. Corey Seager. 2 out.
What a turnaround this game has had. Bases loaded, no out, pickoff, double play. Dodgers come in, get a run, and Alex Wood gets 2 quick outs in the 6th. I mean, it just really turned on a dime. Atlanta was just an eyelash away from getting back in this thing.
Seems like a long time ago now.
Yeah.
There's just 1 inning to go in the bottom of the 5th. Nick Markakis got his 2,000th career hit his last time up with a single to left. And you were here to see it, Oral.
Well, congratulations to Nick. It is no small feat.
One and one. That was 5'9", really scrawny when he was a high school junior. 6'2" by the end of his second year in JUCO ball, though, and then taken 7th overall by Baltimore. Didn't hit the first home run of his life over the wall until his senior year of high school. That's a fair ball. Yasiel Puig a long way to go. It lodges under the padding, and Markakis into second with a 2-out double.
'2001 hits, broken bat. The last ball will be a souvenir. This will be a little bit more routine when it comes to a 2-out double. One ends up in a showcase, the other one stays in the game.
Up comes Camargo. Oh. 1-0. Braves got their only run of the game in the first inning with a 2-out rally. Freeman singled, Flowers doubled. Trying to do the same here in the 6th.
That momentum shift, getting out of the bases loaded, no out, jam for Alex Wood. He can really cement that momentum by completing this shutdown inning.
Two and one. Two and two.
Definitely in swing mode. If you can make something look like a strike and get it below the knees, I think you got a chance to strike him out.
Cracks his bat on a roller to Forsythe. He knocks it down, and it's an error that keeps the door open. We were praising Forsythe's defense earlier. It'll be charged with an error here. Sean Rodriguez will come up representing the tying run suddenly.
Change up that breaks the bat. It's just a slow roller to second that rolls up his arm, and then Camargo's speed gets into his head. He knows he's got to do the rest quickly. Alex Wood's going to have to pick up his teammate.
After a visit from Rick Honeycutt.
Rodriguez has shown he's very good at hitting the fastball. Pedro Baez was in the game last night, now warming. Gave up the home run that won the game for the Braves to Tyler Flowers.
Well, Rodriguez just got his season going a couple of weeks ago after the offseason car accident that injured his shoulder, led to surgery. He's only 5 for 33, but with 2 home runs. Swings at the first pitch, a changeup, strike one. Wood trying to wiggle out of another jam. In a 4-1 game in the 6th, here's his 0-1. Ball one. 2 balls and a strike.
Got to believe he's going change up away right here. He's shown a lot of confidence in hitters' counts to take the sting out of the swing.
Good call. 2-2.
You'd love to set a 3-2 changeup with a fastball in. You don't want to throw the fastball in for a strike. Not when a fastball in mistake could mean 3 runs and a home run. So if you're thinking a pitch ahead and you don't mind going to 3-2, fastball up and in, change up away. Slider down and in, looking like right now.
He got him swinging on one that he left over the plate. Got away with it, and after 6, the Dodgers lead 4-1.
An 8-time All-Star, was widely considered one of the best defensive first basemen of his era. Be one of the first 40,000 in attendance on August 15th versus the White Sox and receive a Gil Hodges bobblehead presented by San Manuel Casino. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Logan Forsythe to lead off this 7th inning for the Dodgers. You got 1 in the 3rd tonight to tie it on a bases loaded walk from Forsythe. 2 in the 4th on a Taylor home run. 1 in the 6th on a sac fly from Justin Turner. Here we go in the 7th with ball 1. One and 1. Ground ball into center, base hit. Forsythe aboard for the 2nd time tonight with a leadoff single. And up comes Austin Barnes. The Dodgers in front of the Braves 4-1 this rebuilding season for Atlanta. Brian Snitker in his first full season as the manager. At 61 years old, he took over last year. And Freddie Gonzalez was let go after a 9-28 start. He was called up from AAA like a player. As the AAA Gwinnett manager, was called up and fulfilled a dream to take over as manager. He'd always dreamt of being a major league manager, but gave up on that dream when he was passed over for the job when Gonzalez got it, 2011. And after all, Snitker was 55 at that point, so he just thought that he saw the writing on the wall and said he wouldn't let it define him, but just kind of figured that he would never manage in the big leagues. He'd either manage in the minors or maybe get a chance to coach in the majors again. The Braves rewarding his loyalty. This is his 4th decade into his 5th decade in the organization. Barnes gets hit, and they're at first and second with nobody out. Snitker first joined the Braves as a minor league catcher. Spent 4 years in the system, really struggled. The farm director at the time pulled him aside and said, hey, this clearly is not going well. What do you think about coaching? That farm director was Hank Aaron. Served a really short time in that position. Snitker thought about it, eventually decided to jump in and do it. 25 years as a minor league coach or manager before he got his first major league opportunity. Hernandez looks at a strike. He was part of those great runs for the Braves through the 90s into the 2000s. Decade on Bobby Cox's staff. And then back into the minors to manage after he was passed over for the job when Cox left. And he thought that was that. One and one. Quite a story. He's back in a big league dugout as a manager there for the first time at 61 years old. Hernandez swats a base hit into right field. They'll give the wave to Forsythe. Markakis throwing for third late. RBI single, Kike Hernandez to extend the lead to 5-1.
Nice piece of hitting, staying on this ball away and staying with it so long that you hit it really hard. Good base running out there by the Dodgers. Logan Forsythe cutting them close. Austin Barnes getting over to third.
So now Puig. Grounded out the one time that he put it in play. It was walked the other 2 times. Jock Peterson in the on-deck circle. That's the pitcher's spot, Alex Wood. And Brandon Morrow has started to warm. Ball 1. Two and out.
Yasiel looking very hitterish in the box. Good check swing on the fastball in, and that breaking ball right there looked like he recognized it right out of his hands.
Such a good word, hitterish.
Is it a legit word?
What makes a word legit?
I don't know. I guess if it's in the dictionary.
It's probably not then. Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
2-0. Ball 3.
Yasiel there with some feet tapping after that take, kind of a tribute to Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, he was doing that a little bit last night too. That set the internet on fire. So nobody takes like Yasiel takes. Swings away at a 3-0, and it is a 6-4-3 double play, but it does get a run in, and it's 6-1. So Alex Wood finished 6 innings, having thrown 87 pitches, but with a 6-1 advantage. Dave Roberts will choose a different Georgia Bulldog. Kyle Farmer to the plate to hit.
Wonder how big his pass list was the last few games. You know, Alex Wood had a big contingent here tonight. And I'm sure Kyle Farmer had a big contingent.
First pitch off speed, strike one. Another to 2.
Couple of pitchers of the month chatting it up.
That's right.
May and July.
Two of the 4 in that fraternity this year. I don't know off the top of my head who the others would be. Could you guess?
I'm going to guess Scherzer.
Right, I would think he won 1.
I have to look the other one up. You know how consistent Clayton Kershaw was before he got hurt? No pitchers of the month, but top win, top ERA, almost top in strikeouts.
Farmer down swinging. Alex Wood done for the night. Dodgers add 2 and lead at 6-1 as we stretch. This is Alex Wood in a 6-1 game in the bottom of the 7th inning, and boy, there were a couple of situations where Wood was in trouble. His bases loaded, nobody out, jam in the 5th, a pickoff, and then a double play ground out.
Just fantastic execution by the Dodger defense, and keeping their poise on the mound and in the field gets them through that inning. And the big strikeout in the 6th. A couple of change-ups away, fastball in, and finally got him with a breaking ball.
So they go to the bullpen. Only 87 pitches in, but Dave Roberts obviously with an eye on the bigger picture here. And that is Alex Wood being as fresh as possible in October. Ball one on Ozzie Albies.
Alex Wood, as good as he is pitching this year and the season with a few months still ahead of him, probably about 10 starts or so. We're going to watch his workload with an eye on October.
Got the answer to the other National League Pitcher of the Month this year. We could have had 30 guesses, and I bet we wouldn't have gotten it.
Really?
Ivan Nova of Pittsburgh in April. 1 and 2. It was Scherzer in June. So Wood, Hill, Scherzer, and Nova.
You're right. We could have had a lot of guesses.
Oh, delivers 1-2, and Albies barely gets a piece of it.
Albies still looking for his first big league hit. I think it's going to be tough off the customer on the mound. Brandon Morrow has mowed hitters down all year.
Debuted in the opener of this series at 20 years old. He's the youngest player in the game. Out of Curacao. Filthy. First out of the 7th.
Still no hit, but you can add a strikeout, go 97 fastball up, and then a breaking ball. Even when it's up, it's sharp. Hard to pull the trigger.
Pinch hitter coming up against him. It's Matt Adams. Misses high with ball 1. There's a note that we talked about the other day when Brandon Morrow pitched, but his numbers against left-handers. Lefties are now 1 for 31 with 11 strikeouts.
Facing another one right here. That high fastball can be a hole to a left-handed hitter, especially up and in.
Adams turns on it, sends a high drive foul. 1 and 2.
That was a breaking ball right there. They were coming inside with.
Is that what it comes down to, though, the high fastball?
I think about is when he can throw, 97 to 101, and he can ride it right in there, and he has shown the ability to throw it low and away also. Here comes the low and away one. Pulled it inside, got the right height at 98.
So lefties are hitting .030 against him. Right-handers hitting .245.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch all the at-bats, or at least a majority of them.
That's ripped to first. Bellinger with a nice stop. The left-hander is now 1 for 32 against Brandon Morrow. Dodger calendar brought to you by 76. Put a big old circle on that one tomorrow. Yu Darvish makes his Dodger debut in the first of 3 in New York. ESPN exclusive game on Sunday. That's at 5 o'clock Los Angeles time. The team will travel to Phoenix on Monday and finish off the road trip with 3 at the Diamondbacks.
We'll have Sunday off, but the team won't. That'll be on ESPN, Sunday Night Baseball.
Where have I heard that?
Did you just say that?
I did.
I was reading something. I'm sorry. I was actually trying to break down Morrow and left-handers and right-handers.
1-1. Well, what do you got on that?
I didn't come to a conclusion yet. Nothing that I can bring to air, but I will take that as a challenge for the next time that he comes into a game.
Your first homework assignment for me since I told you to watch dodgeball.
Okay. I think I'm going to enjoy watching Brandon Morrow pitch more than dodgeball, but I did have some laughs.
1-2. It's an American classic.
If you say so. I guess in my generation, if I can call Caddyshack an American classic, you can call dodgeball an American classic.
Two and two. So 3 left-handed hitters against Morrow in this inning. A couple of them really good. Adams and now Inciarte. Waits on a 2-2. And he struck him out. He went around on a sharp pitch that bounces. 1-2-3 go the Braves against Morrow. We go to the 8th.
Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers or visit SoCalBMW.com.
Back in Atlanta where the Dodgers lead the Braves 6-1. Trying to take this series, trying to take the season series, and now facing Ian Kroll.
Going through pretty much of a tough patch, but did retire the Dodgers with couple men on in the first game of this series. Fastball, slider, curve. Again, another mid-90s hurler.
Top of the order, Chris Taylor with a chance at a 4-hit game. 2 singles and a 2-run homer. They gave the Dodgers their first lead in the 4th. 1-0. Taylor had the first 2 4-hit games of his career in July. First one, he finished with a walk-off base hit against Arizona, and then did it in Chicago against the White Sox in a 1-0 game. Scored the Dodgers' only run that day. 1-2. White Sox coming to Dodger Stadium next homestand for 2. The schedule not very difficult when you look at what the Dodgers are going through here early in the second half. Strike 3 call. Part of that is that the National League this year is not very good, truthfully.
At some point in the season, I'm like, are they not very good, or are the Dodgers just so dominant? And I think it is a combination of both. I think this Dodger team has probably almost no flaws now. And you just look at what goes on around the National League, there aren't a lot of big powerhouses or consistency in the talent.
Corey Seager has a chance at a 4-hit game himself, and he takes ball 1 from Kroll. Dodgers have the best record in the National League by 11.5 games over Washington. 2-0. Best record overall in baseball by 6 games over the Astros.
Houston is ahead 3-2 in the top of the 7th over Tampa Bay. They are trying to win their 70th game. The Dodgers right now the only team with at least 70 wins.
Best record at this point in the season since 1944 for any National League team. And knocking on the door, that 42-8 run from 2013. This would make it a 41-7 run. If they can hang on to a 6-1 lead in the 8th inning. Seager walks. One on, one out. Here's Turner. We talk about the schedule not being very good. Tomorrow will be difficult. Jacob deGrom has been really good. Last 2 months, best ERA in baseball. Ground ball to third. Nice stop by Brandon Phillips, and he throws him out. And only his 2nd career game at the hot corner. A nice play there. Up to second goes Seager, 2 away.
Justin Turner knows how to make this play. Just wishes Brandon Phillips didn't. Very few games over there at third base in his career. Normally when he makes a spin move like that at second, it's a lot shorter throw, but a very nice accurate throw over there for the 2nd time he's ever started over there.
One other time as a pro, that was in Double-A ball a long time ago.
Yeah.
Bellinger hitless tonight. Out in front here, strike 1. He'll play his first games in the city that his dad captured some fame, winning a couple of world championships with the Yankees. Outside corner this time, 0-2. Cody has pretty vivid memories for a young boy being at those World Series parades. And parade with his family. Drags a bouncer to second. Albies will throw him out and send us to the bottom of the 8th in a 6-1 game.
Dodgers and Braves wrapping up the series, the season series for 2017. Tonight's a bounce-back performance from Alex Wood and Chris Taylor's 13th home run of the season, proving to be the difference right now. Access Sportsnet Dodgers brought to you by your Southern California Nissan dealers, Ned, Nomar, and John, breaking this one down. We can get this over with and head to New York.
Josh Fields comes in, Alana, the third Dodger dog tonight. Third former Georgia Bulldog for the Dodgers. Alex Wood, Kyle Farmer, now Josh Fields.
Josh been up and down a little bit. One time was sent to the minor leagues with a 0 ERA. And then another time had to go down there and kind of fix a few things.
Brandon Phillips takes strike one.
Overall, Josh has had an outstanding year. I think the biggest difference has been the development of the breaking ball for a strike, and also throwing fastballs that start low and then work his way up the ladder.
Throws a breaking ball here, and it's 1-1. Another Georgia guy, Brandon Phillips from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Instead of signing a football scholarship, signed with the Montreal Expos when they drafted him in 1999. From the Expos to the Indians to the Reds and now the Braves. And a lot of people think he'll head somewhere else before the end of this year through waivers. Leading off the eighth. Two and two. Field strikes him out and went up that ladder like you predicted for the first out.
Brandon Phillips kind of shaking his head at himself, but a veteran on a club that's going nowhere looking to swing the bat. Josh Fields took advantage of that.
And now face Freddie Freeman from Orange County. Braves drafted him in the second round. Initially didn't plan on going pro. His plan was to play at Cal State Fullerton. Was going to study to be a CPA like his father. And then 2 a.m. on the day of the draft, he got a call from an Atlanta scout. Told him that, look, we will pay for your college if baseball doesn't work out, and then you can go and do the CPA thing. So he went in, woke his dad up and said, hey, do I call him back right now? I just got this message. It's 2 a.m. Short right field, Forsythe juggles and throws late. Freeman aboard with one. His dad said, well, it's 5 a.m. there and it's draft day. I'm sure they're up. Give him a call. So he immediately called him back and said, okay, I'll do it. Go ahead and take me in the second round. So the Braves draft him. He signs. Immediately send him to the Gulf Coast League. Flies out here and is really homesick. He's thinking that he's made the wrong decision. So his dad, who he's really close with, hops on a plane, flies out, encourages him to stick with it because he wanted to quit and go play in college, and or at least go study to be a CPA. Stuck with it. Here he is now, a perennial all-star. Still very interested in the whole CPA thing, though. And keeps in touch with it through his dad's business. His dad still does his taxes in the off-season.
Well, he's got plenty of zeros to look after now if he's still into that CPA thing.
Yeah, his dad said that it gets harder every year. Tax return, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a good problem to have.
Flowers hits a high fly ball to the right field corner. Yasiel Puig running out of room, and it's foul. Flowers had the game-winning pinch hit homer last night in that same direction.
The leg kick that Flowers has added not only gives him power to left field, but he has it to all fields now. I don't like what we've seen with Justin Turner and Chris Taylor.
Freeman at first with 1 out. Flowers lays off, ball 2. Fastball blown by him, 2 out.
Well, Josh Fields gets 2 strikeouts in this inning in the upper rung of the ladder. Brandon Phillips was up there, and now Flowers are not blooming up there.
Nice. Wow.
6-1 in the 8th.
Killing it over there, Hershiser.
Some strong water.
Nick Markakis looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Is it like electrolyte water? Or?
I don't want to do a commercial, but yeah, it's good water.
Good. Happy for you. Nothing in 2.
Josh doesn't show a lot of motions out there on the mound. We have gotten to see his neck for about a month now.
That's right. He had that long hair. It'd been years since he'd cut it. Markakis, it's a lazy fly ball to right. Yasiel Puig dances to it, and the inning is over. On to the 9th in Atlanta. 6-1 Dodgers.
election on Wednesday, August 16th, when the Dodgers host the White Sox. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a pair of LA branded socks presented by New Balance. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Ian Kroll for a second inning of work. Well, the Mets team the Dodgers are about to face this weekend. Remember, they swept in a 4-game series in June. Dave Roberts has pointed to that, not necessarily as a turning point, but as a point where things really started to get special, and kind of a mark where this became a summer that felt a little different than others. It was a couple weeks after that last series that they lost to Washington. And the Mets have not gotten any better since then, selling off a couple of pieces. But Forsythe takes strike one, although holding on to more than I think everybody expected. Jay Bruce is still there. Curtis Granderson is still there. Neil Walker still there. Recently promoted their top prospect, Ahmed Rosario, starting shortstop, so we'll get to see him. They have dropped 6 of their last 8 now, losing 2 of 3 to Colorado this week. 2-1.
We know the real focus on Friday, though, is going to be to watch Yu Darvish. That is going to be a lot of fun to see him in Dodger blue-gray.
We mentioned the other night trying to figure out when his first Dodger Stadium start would be, and I think we pointed to August 16th. And that's subject to change. Forsythe walks his second of the night, but if it does land on the 16th, that's his 31st birthday.
Wow, that's awesome. Could probably start something on the internet for at a certain time when he takes the mound to have the Dodger Stadium fans sing him happy birthday.
Yeah.
It's the welcome to LA present.
Austin Barnes takes ball 1. That's something that Vin Scully could pull off early on in the team's time in Los Angeles. He used to, with all the transistor radios in the crowd, he used to kind of interact with the crowd that way. Barnes drills one into right center field. That goes all the way to the wall. Logan Forsythe is headed home on an Austin Barnes RBI double. So Barnes has reached for the 4th time tonight. That's his first hit. The Dodgers lead at 7-1.
Couple of walks, and he sacrificed his body, got hit by a pitch in his last at bat right here. Goes after that double. Austin does it with the bat.
There was one game at the Coliseum, probably similar to this one, where it's moving slowly. It's pretty much in hand. And so Vin was looking for stuff to talk about and got out the old National League guide they used to print out each year, and happened to notice that it was the home plate umpire's birthday. And so he said to his audience of transistor radios throughout the Coliseum, "Why don't we wish him a happy birthday?" And so that big Coliseum crowd in unison on Vin's cue saying happy birthday to the umpire.
Pretty special. Very hard to do now. Pretty special.
Two and one on Kike Hernandez. There's another instance where there had been kind of a controversial interpretation of the balk rule, you know, having a pause in the set position. Had to have the full second, and there's a little dispute about it. And so Vin said, okay, this is what we'll do. When he pauses, I'll say A, and when you think it's been a second, you all say B. And they checked to see if he was indeed setting for a full second. So he made Dodger Stadium at that point, this was in the mid-1960s, into some additional umpires. Hernandez strikes out swinging. Hope Vin's doing well. Doesn't watch at all, but reads about the games, he said, each day in the newspaper. Runner at second, one gone. Yasiel Puig, the hitter. Ball one. Tony Cingrani, it looks like, getting ready for his Dodger debut. Kroll to Puig with a 1-0 pitch. It's ball two. Two and one.
Yasiel sticking with the plan, has not gotten results here today. Hit a few ground balls that he won't like, but does not look like he is wavering from the mechanics or the approach.
A little pop up and foul ground. Freddie Freeman has room, and Puig's the second out. Kudos to the organist here playing young Jock as Jock Peterson comes up to pinch hit. He's no Dieter Rule, but he's pretty good, this guy. You recognize this one, Oral?
I do not.
Meet me in the trap. It's going down.
Okay, now I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Mike Levy, our producer, said I didn't get it. Can you do a little more? Nope. Rewind it. Strike one.
That was not close to lose yourself.
No, never will be. Reached the point of the game where I'm wrapping young Jock. I think it's time to go to New York. One ball and one strike.
Jock has been getting more and more opportunities against left-handers since coming off the DL, really swinging a very solid bat.
Takes off on Kroll, and Peterson's ahead.
In some ways, with the success of Cody Bellinger and Chris Taylor, and you got the proverbial wake-up call. I think Yasiel Puig got the same call too. Once you're in the big leagues, that's not time to stop improving. The target is on your back, and there's a whole minor league system, and there are scouts looking everywhere for somebody to help the club and possibly take your job.
Yeah, you often tell the story of when you were told that it's harder to stay than it is to actually get there.
Yeah, Mr. Bert Hooton, great big leaguer for the Dodgers and other organizations, used to help me commute into the stadium. Within the first week of me with the giddy smile. Can't wait to get to the big league park. Pretty much broke the ice on that one and said it's going to be harder to stay here. That was an interesting sequence.
Been a few of those this week where the Braves pitchers have kept going through time being called.
It's actually the safest thing to do, because sometimes when you get mid-delivery and try and stop, you can get hurt. I've known some guys to actually throw that ball towards the hitter.
Flipped into short left field. Rodriguez comes on. Phillips goes out and makes an over-the-shoulder catch. And only his second career game at third. He's just a heck of an athlete. Dodgers add one, 7-1 to the bottom of the ninth. Lexus play of the game. Chris Taylor smashing that two-run home run against Sean Newcomb to break a 1-1 tie back in the fourth. And the Dodgers, it's been good to see, have kept tacking on as the night has gone on.
They have. The bats have woken up, and Chris Taylor and Corey Seager have led the way.
And now welcome to the Dodgers, Tony Cingrani, who came over at the trade deadline from Cincinnati. Took a couple days to gather his stuff, get ready to go, and activated today.
Well, welcome to the Dodgers is right, and boy, they are looking for some help from the left-handers. Went out and got a couple of them, Tony, and Mr. Watson also. He comes at you with a fastball. He can throw it in the mid-90s. He can touch 97. Nice changeup and a nice slider, but most of the time it's been a fastball. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts throwing a few more off-speed pitches now that he's in blue.
Adrenaline's got to be pumping. Cingrani makes his Dodger debut against Johan Camargo, and he starts him with a ball in. You know, you saw the numbers, not good overall. But up until recently, he was having a good year. Gave up 9 runs in his last 6 games, and so it kind of skewed what the full body of work has been. But over his first 19 games, a total of 5 runs.
I think you have a long-term perspective with Tony, and you have a short-term perspective, and right now it's about helping the club. But in the long run, I think they're going to really enjoy having an off season with him also, and a spring training, and having him work with Rick Honeycutt. So they, not only do you watch guys and try and get them to help you right now, but you kind of project what you might want to do if you could tinker with them if they were yours.
Here comes to the 2-1, and catches the corner, strike 2. Remember, Farhan Zaidi admitted to us that they looked at individual matchups with certain hitters when they were trying to figure out who they wanted to go and acquire as far as left-handed relievers. Here's a ground ball base hit into center. And with a lead as large as the Dodgers have, you can afford to do that and then afford to admit that you're doing that. Reason I bring it up, Tony Cingrani has held Bryce Harper to 2 for 9 in his career. Anthony Rizzo to 4 for 19. So those are two of those hitters in particular that you may look at when you try and assess the landscape in the NL in October. Leadoff man on, and here's Rodriguez taking ball 1. Those same two guys I mentioned. Bryce Harper against Tony Watson, 0 for 6. Anthony Rizzo against Tony Watson, 4 for 20.
Some good numbers. Looks like he's got a little adrenaline after every pitch. Looks like he's trying to get rid of a little energy, try and find the feel. Fast twitch muscles seem to be fully activated.
Ground ball, base hit. 2 on, nobody out.
You want to get through your first inning with your new club cleanly. So far, the ball is finding some holes for Tony. And the last thing he'll want is to need help to get through this inning. So get another ball hit like this, like Rodriguez hits it, but at somebody, you'll get 2 outs.
Ozzie Albies. Crosses Barnes up, and they move to second and third.
Like Austin was irritated, I guess, with himself, his approach on that ball. I'm not sure if that was a cross-up. There was no meeting and no review of signs, so Austin just a little upset with his approach on that ball.
Albies a chance to drive in his first major league run. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The runners move up. Kind of inconsequential unless there's a big comeback, but that was ruled a wild pitch.
Here comes the 1-1. High fly ball to deep left center field. Back goes Taylor and Hernandez. It's gone. Ozzie Albies' first career hit is a home run. And just like that, it's 7-4.
Looks like the end of his 3rd game in the big leagues. He's waited a long time to get his first hit. This one right here, a sweet swing from the right side for the switch hitter. Very smooth. And just enough.
Danny Santana now takes a strike. The Braves have gotten 3 against Cingrani in his Dodger debut before he's recorded an out. Still nobody warming down in the Dodger bullpen. Actually, I just now see some action down there. And Unfortunately, it's Kenley Jansen having to get warm. 2-0. You feel for Cingrani right now.
Yeah, you really do. And it might not be a bad time. Rick Honeycutt might come out. Maybe Justin Turner jog in there and visit him. That helps. It's a lonely feeling. First and foremost, getting to know all the new faces, which what a total gentleman Tony was when he got on the team bus today. He went row to row, introducing himself to every individual.
2-2. Or because he strikes him out. Yeah, the count wrong. Cingrani gets a strikeout for the first out. Top of the order now, Ender Inciarte. First left-hander that he sees, and this is what the Dodgers acquired him in mind with. Looped into center. 2 out. Cingrani trying to settle in here. Strikes out Santana. Gets Inciarte to fly out. And 1 out away from sending the team to New York.
Ex-teammates here, Brandon Phillips and Tony Cingrani. A little tip of the hat from Brandon.
Swings wildly, strike 1. A bit different game time tomorrow night. These 3 games have been at 4:35 Los Angeles time. Tomorrow 4:10. You won't want to miss it if you can hustle home from work. Start your weekend early. Yu Darvish, his Dodger debut against Jacob deGrom of the Mets. Rich Hill against Seth Lugo on Saturday. That's at 1:05. And then Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN at 5:05. Hyun-Jin Ryu, Steven Matz. We'll be back with you Tuesday in Arizona after that one. Here comes a 1-1, and Phillips grounds it foul. The Braves are down to their final strike. Two and two. All those runs of insurance the Dodgers ended on against the Atlanta bullpen proved to be important. 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 9th. The Braves get the home run from Albies here in the 9th. That does it. Cingrani strikes out Phillips and finishes things off in his Dodger debut on another Dodgers series win.
On the anniversary of the great Tommy Lasorda's induction into the Hall of Fame in 1997, the Dodgers get back to their winning ways. Happy anniversary, Skip.
Win number 13 for Alex Wood. Sean Newcomb falls to 1-6 in this one. The Dodgers now 76-32. On to New York to continue this trip. Yu Darvish, his Dodger debut tomorrow. For Orl, Alana, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis sending it to Access Sportsnet. Brought to you by your Southern California Nissan dealers.